What really matters to the average person in Southern Arizona right now?
Well, I think the overarching concern for all of us is COVID, the health implications of that, the economic implications of that, and the educational implications of that. I think that is something that we heard from candidate after candidate when we did our endorsements. And we've been doing a lot of outreach to readers and to voters, and that's what we hear over and over again.
Dan.
I think for the first time in many, many years, people really care who's going to be elected president. And that sounds a little odd, but I think in the past, people felt like they could kind of live with the other side if their candidate didn't win. But I think this time, people feel like there's an awful lot on the line and they really care about that presidential race, which of course is going to reverberate and affect all the other down ballot races.
All right, Dan, I want to follow this up. They care about the presidency, maybe the Senate. Are they watching any of the local races that are occurring within their communities?
The attention is really on the Mark Kelly, Martha McSally race and on the presidential race. And there are some really important things on the ballot this time. County recorder is one of them. It's one of those things you don't think about, but that's really where a lot of our attention should be because it's such a powerful position coming open for the first time in almost 30 years. So no, we're not hearing much else other than what's at the top of the ticket, but the other stuff probably is going to affect people more.
We've been hearing a lot in letters to the editor about the sheriff's race against Chris Nanos and Mark Napier. We've been hearing a lot about the Senate race, as you said, the congressional races as well. And you're absolutely right that we think in terms of, the big picture presidential election, which in this case I think is monumental, but it really is the farther down you go on the ballot, the more real life sort of touch those roles have on everyday lives.
All right, Dan, the Green Valley News Sahuarita Sun didn't endorse any candidate or issue. And Sarah, I know the Arizona Daily Star did. Do people count on those? Do they need that before they go to the polls?
I don't think that that's what our readers want from us. I think what they want is that we have access to the candidates. We can talk to them, interview them, ask the questions. If we're in touch with our communities, we're asking the right questions, the questions that our readers have, and then they want the answers to those questions. They don't want to be told how to vote. I've been here almost 12 years and we have never done endorsements. We will on occasion endorse on issues, particularly school bonds, things that are very, very local, but we will not on the candidates.
And Sarah, the Arizona Daily Star continues with endorsements, and it seems every election cycle you've taken heat for it. So why continue?
We see it as part of our community service, public service role. We're not telling people you have to vote for this person. We're saying we've had the time and the access to talk to all these people. Here's what's important to us as an editorial board and a community, and here's what we think. This time around, because of the pandemic, we were all working from home and we couldn't have candidates come in to the newspaper. And that actually turned out to be something that I thought was really beneficial to Sonans, because we held our endorsement board interviews on Zoom and invited people to participate. And we had a really good turnout. We did more than 20 of them. And we had people from the public participating in every single one. In fact, some of the people went to all of them. We got a lot of really good feedback from that process.
All right, real quick before we go, guys, thoughts on the Pima County Board of Supervisors? I mean, this is, for the first time, there's going to be a bit of a change of guard, maybe. What do you think, Sarah?
Well, I think in District 1, with the Republican chosen Ally Miller candidate, Steve Spain, I think he has a certain base. He has that Ally Miller sort of Republican hardcore base. I think Rex Scott, the Democrat running, who the Star endorsed, and I've known from his time in TUSD, just as an aside, I think that's a really pivotal race in terms of the future of this Board of Supervisors overall, because if Rex Scott is elected, I think there will be kind of a repudiation of some of the Republican, more far right leaning, and I don't even want to say Republican, but the Ally Miller school of governing. And Steve Spain, I have to say, is I'm gonna go out and say he is not a great candidate. But as far as the other races, there is an opportunity for Pima County to sort of take a breath, take a kind of be refreshed, and start a new chapter. I think the candidates are exciting. I think they're engaged, and I think that a new direction could be interesting.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. It's going to be the same old stuff that we've been used to, whether Steve Spain gets in there or not, or Rex Scott. There are a whole lot of Republicans in District 1 who think Steve Spain is actually a really good candidate. And so we'll see. But I think people were growing tired of Ally Miller. But when it comes down to it, you're probably going to have at least 3 Democrats on that board. And it's going to be the same old, same old. Adelita Grijalva is going to be the same as Richard Elias was. And I think the very interesting one probably will be if Matt Hines gets in there, and there's a really good chance he will for District 2, which is where I happen to live. I believe that he is going to be very pragmatic and even keeled and even objective in his views. So he might be an interesting one there. But for the most part, Pima County Board of Supervisors is going to be operated like it has been for the last 400 years. So
all right, 400 years. Well, then let's stay tuned for that. My thanks to both of you.
Yes.
We'll have you on again here in the next few months.